What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 6 of the Bake Potcast. Sea of Green is what I like to call it. We got a couple of stories we're going to talk about today. I don't know if I'm going to have any guests or not. Sent out the link to a couple of people. If they show up, they show up. If they don't, well, I guess we're going to rock out together. I'm cool with that. So, real quick, let me just get somebody's there we go. Let me get a little tunage going here for you guys. And then we'll get right into it. But other than that, how was everybody's week in the chat? Hopefully your week was well. My week was long. I'll put it that way. My week was very, very long. But I'm glad that it's almost over. I'm also sad that a new week is starting. There we go. Anyway, guys, what is going on? I see you in the chat. Decepticons, Cave of Villainies. Let's see. The day I have weed, I don't have time to blaze with you all, but I can still watch because the weed's at the house and I'm at work. That's probably smart. You smoke less if you keep it at the house than if you keep it at work. Probably smart. Glean, what's going on? Says boom. What's going on, my friend? We got to start this. Before I get into what's going on here, we got to start the Bake Podcast off right by taking some rips and getting in the mood, getting in the swing of things, as it were. So I'm gonna dial that up. Thank you for being here, Glenn. I appreciate it. Yo, Joshy, what's going on, man? Shout out to Joshy over on Twitch. Appreciate you, brother. Morning to you, my friend. Morning to you. Morning to you. Yo, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you, brother. Good to freaking see you, man. Yo, thank you so much for reaching out, man, and being supportive, bro. I appreciate the hell out of you, seriously. Seriously, man. Thank you so much. Yo, what's up, BK? How are you doing, BK? Hopefully you are relaxing this morning. Hopefully you don't have to do too much crap in the world today. Yo, One Man Show, what's going on? Greetings and salutations. And again, thank you as well. Thank you as well. Yo, what's going on, Kaylee K-Dog? How are you? Love, hopefully you're well. Hopefully your day is going good. Sea of Green, got any picks? Rum Offshore Casino? Or Pirates? Sea of Green, Got any Pirates, Rum Offshore Casino? No. But we do have a story that we're going to cover. Yo, Wookie Supremacy says, dab time, bonks up. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. How are you, Wookie? It's fucking fantastic to see you, bro. Fantastic to see you. I think I can swear already into it. Maybe not. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We're here to have a good time. YouTube's going to suppress this shit anyway, so, right? Who cares? Hell yeah, bongs up. That's what I'm talking about, Wookie. That's what I'm talking about. Kaylee says, smash that like button. Buckin? What's a buckin? Anyway, smash that like button and share the stream out, everyone. I appreciate you, Kaylee. That's right, guys. If you go to my Twitter, if you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I made a post. You can share that out. For some reason, it won't let me share to, certain groups of people. It's weird. They just, disappear, and I don't know. Twitter's being really stupid today. And thank you, Kaylee, for sharing the stream out. I appreciate you! Very much so. It's kind of nice doing these Sunday morning things, because I'm like, I don't really feel like being on camera, and I hope that's cool with you guys. Where's Puff? I don't know where Puff's at. I reached out to our boy Snow to see if Puff was available, but I think Puff just partied a little too hard last night. So, yeah. Hold on, Kashik is texting me here. All right. Anyway. So Puff, I think, partied a little too hard last night. Shellback TJC! What's the flavor of the day? So today, we're actually smoking. It's funny because I got a buddy who doesn't like the name of this stuff. I got it from, but he doesn't like the name of this stuff. But it's called Garlic Storm. Garlic Storm. It's pretty good. Sour Leopard. I don't know what that is, but that sounds freaking awesome. Wookie, sign me up. I'm doing well, Kaylee. I'm doing well. Today I'm doing well. This week has been a bit rough. Doing well. I shoveled yesterday, so relaxing. And that's important. Also drink plenty of water while you're shoveling. Well, that's disappointing. Well, hey, man. I mean, I forgot to call the pirates. You know what I'm saying? I forgot to call the pirates. Yeah. If you guys follow me around Twitter, there it is. Thank you, Kaylee, for dropping that link. I appreciate you. My dude, Trey's in. That means I have to smoke. Trey just showed up in the chat. Trey, if you're not doing anything and you want to come on, you're more than welcome to. If not, let's plan for next week. I want to have you on, brother. We'll talk about some shit. So if you want to come on today, let me know, brother. If you're good for next week, let me know as well. We're just gonna be talking a couple articles, hanging out for a little bit. Nothing too crazy. All right, let's see here. We gotta take a big ass rip because Trey's here, so we gotta. Our boy. Look, everybody's saying hi to you, Trey. They love you. What's up? Yo, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. How are you, brother? Man, it's so good to see you in the chat, brother. And you know what? As a matter of fact, hold up. Because my boy over here, hold up. He probably doesn't want me to do this, but where's he at? There you go, brother. Thank you for being... You know what, man? Just throughout the years, brother, thank you for being you, dude. Seriously. Fucking ain't ever changed. Solid as fuck. Good dude. I love it, man. Definitely will try next week. That's cool. So next week, what I'll do, Trey, is I'll just send you the link out. And if you show up, cool. If not, no biggie, dude. No biggie at all. I'm just glad that you're here, brother. Yeah, I know. Tommy's here. It's fucking awesome. All right, time to take a rip, y'all. Time to take a rip. Sometimes I almost wish, like, I had one of those, like, ASMR mics. So, like, when I take a rip, you guys could hear, like, you just hear it roasted, you know? we gotta get Trey on here. We gotta get Stone Loki just shared out the stream. We gotta get him on there. Yo, do you smoke 2 joints before you smoke 2 joints? Well, isn't that how it's supposed to be done? I mean, what other way do you do it? I mean, as far as I understood, that's the only way to do it, right? Thank you all for liking the stream. I appreciate it. Y'all are freaking amazing. Yo, we got a star in the chat, y'all. Writing Raven says, morning. Good morning, Raven. How are you? Hopefully you are well today, Raven. I just love coming on and talking with you guys. So I'm gonna talk with you guys for a little bit before we actually get into these articles that I want to talk about. We gotta get stoned enough before we start talking about articles and crap, right? That's what I'm talking about here. That's what I'm talking about, Tommy. You got it, bro. Yo, Tim F, my brother in the chat. How are you, Tim F? Hail, brother. Or it's hail, brother. Tim, how are you, my friend? How are you? Smoking on candy glue. I've never had that strain, but that sounds amazing, dude. Candy glue. I gotta look it up now. I'm like one of these guys, like, I will strain chase. I don't even know if that's an actual term, but there we go. Turn the music down a little bit more. I will strain chase. There it is. There we go. All right, let's take a look at this. Yes, I am. All right, let's take a look at it. Oh, I don't know why that shut off, but that's stupid. All right. Candy glue is a powerhouse, fast flowering strain bred by Lineage Genetics from a couple staple flavors or favorites. Of course, Gorilla Glue. That's where the name glue comes from. Gorilla Glue. I pronounce it. The way it reads, it looks goofy, but I pronounce it Skittles. Skittles. I think it's Skittles. Not to be confused with candy glue, that's with a K, which has some kush in it. Okay, so there's the difference. You have candy glue and candy glue with a K, meaning the kush factor in it. I like that. Candy glue is ideal for fans of extracts and fast flowering high THC crops with powerful effects to back them up. It's tasty and high in trichomes to ensure your evening will never be boring when candy glue is around. I like that. So here we got relaxed, sleepy, happy, depressed. Okay, so typical effects: relaxed, sleepy, happy. Who doesn't want that, right? And then the common uses: depression, loss of appetite, and insomnia. A lot of people I know will actually use just for sleeping, right? They'll use cannabis just for sleeping and stuff. It's pretty good. Well, I'll tell you what, man, it looks phenomenal, dude. Or at least it sounds phenomenal. Do we have, are there any, they don't even drop any pictures. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get some images here. Here we go. That's a good picture. Let me share that real quick. Let me share that. Right there, y'all. Look at that. Oh, yeah, a lot of trichomes, very dense it looks like, which is awesome. It's kind of, actually it looks a lot like what I have now, the Garlic Storm. We'll take a look at that here in a little bit, but we'll take a look at that here in a little bit. Let's see. All right. Yo, Lola, what's going on? Lola Meats is in the house. Y'all says, yo, at Ords, what's up, Lola? How are you, my friend? It is fantastic to see you. And thank you, Lola, thank you so much, like, for all the support over, like, the last handful of months. On Twitter, just always there with an encouraging word. And you pull me out of places, and you make me smile, Lola. So thank you so much, and thank you to your family. You all are fucking amazing, and seriously, like, don't ever fucking change, Lola. You kick ass. I love it. Lola! Wookie! Ords doesn't need more weed. Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I do. Let's discuss. Indica is great for just chilling for... See, that's what I'm saying. Sativa's for getting shits done. I'm a fan of hybrid. See, here's the thing. For the longest time, Tim, I'll tell you this. Indica was my jam, right? Indica, and how you would know, like, the difference between indica and sativa was indica is into the couch, right? It melts you into the couch. And I'm getting old. I'm getting old to the point where, like, indicas, they just put me to sleep. And when you're a stoner on the fly, you gotta, like, and you got a family, you gotta strategically place your shit, right? Like, you can't be getting all fucking indica baked when you're trying to, like, go to the, like, dance, the dance recital, right? You can't be doing that shit. You gotta plan this stuff out right. I have become very much a fan of hybrids as of recent. Sativas, it's like I gotta smoke more to get to where I want to be, and that's just a waste of money at that point. So I find that hybrid strains are perfect. So the older I get, the more that I like the hybrid strains, man. I love that everybody's throwing it up in the chat to smoke. Everybody's talking tonight. So this is what we're gonna do, I think. And again, I haven't really decided what I want to do with this show yet, 100%. I mean, we're going to talk articles, obviously. We're going to do what everybody else does. But I think what we'll do is for the first portion of the podcast, we will discuss strains and weed. Maybe I'll come up with some cool tips. Like, I know I want to do some shorts on this channel for, like stoner hacks. Stoner hack shorts is what I want to do for the channel. I knew it, Lola. I knew it. I knew you were a toger. I need sativas. Better for depression. I agree. That's why I keep the hybrid, because my thing is like, I mostly like pain. Like, honestly, I would probably benefit really well from more edibles for the body, like pain and, digestion and stuff like that. So I would probably do better with edibles, but there's something ritualistic about smoking. We're gonna bring our first guest in today, and he was here last week, so I'm excited to bring my boy Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge. Oh, crap. Wait, no. There we go.
What's up, Tom Connors? What happened?
I know, man. What's going on, bro? Sorry. The weeds got to me.
Whoa.
Same ors. I just had my birthday Friday in my upper 40s. Well, hey, happy birthday to you, my friend. Let me add that back to the stream. There we go. Happy 40th birthday, dude. That's freaking awesome. So now we got to take a toke for our boy then. How are you, Tom?
I'm hanging in there.
Hopefully you're waking and baking, my friend.
I haven't got to the bake part yet. Surprisingly, I'm the opposite of you guys last week. Was up a lot later than I planned on, and so I'm just starting to get motivated. Had some breakfast here, and
that's what's up.
So you got started here.
Yeah. We just been talking about different strains, and like I think what I'm gonna do with this podcast is I think for the first portion of it, we'll just talk about what we're smoking, what everybody's smoking in the chat. We'll talk a little bit about strains, maybe give some like stoner advice on like, I don't know, different things to use while you smoke, things to make your smoke better, last longer, that sort of thing. But yeah, we got a few articles we're going to look at, Tom. We're definitely going to talk about the Peter Dinklage stuff going on a little bit because I think that's something that definitely needs to be discussed. And I think we're going to take a look at a story about a wild pot farm that was discovered in my state. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Let's see. I don't know. I've tried out sativa strains lately to straight up get me trashed. Sativas are getting crazy these days. Sativas burn quick. That's why I either do indicas or hybrids. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, sativas, I have to smoke more to get to where I want to be, and to me, it's just a waste of money. The Dentist Ball Show. What's going on, Dennis? How are you doing today? Hopefully you're well, my friend. Sorry, I'm just chatting with the chat there, Tom. What's going on with you, man? How was your week been, dude? It's been chill. It's been pretty crazy.
Busy. You know how it is.
Yeah, I mean, and you're literally on everybody's channel every day, all day, 24/7, plus your own channel.
Yeah, I get around. They say I'm a whore.
So I was saying, I noticed that the radio station's picking up, man. Mead Radio.
Not too bad. Not doing too bad.
How are you dealing with all the copyright stuff on that, man? Are they like really harassing you with it, or is it just kind of a channel for you to like pop up and have fun with?
That's pretty much it. It's like it's not monetized. I still get claimed left and right, of course.
Yeah.
Sometimes the stream will get knocked down, but outside of that, it's just it's kind of like a shooting star stream. You don't see it right away. When I'm doing it live, chances are it's going to get pulled down in the next few hours after I'm done. Some of them manage to stay up though. It's really odd, but no, it's pretty much just for more for fun than anything. So
cool.
I mean, people can send in donations, but I spend more on money than on music than I ever really make on it. So it's not like I'm making a bunch of money off it or anything. But
well, hey,
at least the way I'm doing it, the artists are probably making more money than they do from the radio stations, which is nothing. So
yeah. I mean, at this point, yeah. I mean, you're actually like. I wonder how many times somebody's been listening to your show and then said, "Oh, that song was. I remember that song," and then they went out and like bought it on iTunes or they went out and. But yeah, no, definitely, I'd agree with that, man. Like, it's so funny because like I'll sit here and think and be like, damn, that's awesome that Tom's doing that. Like, I would love to just like radio host, like not maybe just try it out. I've never done it, but I like the energy, especially the energy that you bring. You remind me of those like early '90s, old time, like not old time, but like those early '90s.
Well, that's kind of when I was trained.
yeah. I was gonna say you remind me of those like early '90s DJs where like you actually put a little flair behind it. Man, it's just cool. Tim F says, damn, I'm so baked. I said Friday twice. I'm so baked I almost didn't even read your comment correctly. So there you go. I'll stick with tea. You could make weed tea. Just saying, Raven. I mean, you should try it sometime. I like Green Craig. Just haven't smoked. Green Craig, that's a great strain, Joshy. That is a great strain. I'm not going to lie. That is good stuff. Sweet Cheese is a sativa strain. And that stuff is a motherfucker. Oh, yeah, I love it, man. Sweet Cheese, never had that, but that's Sweet Cheese. I've had, like, cheese strain before, but not Sweet Cheese. Edibles are great. I agree, 100%. Man, chat, you're flying. I can't keep up with you. I cannot keep up with you. Oh, there you go. Tim F says, "Hail, brother Tom." Yeah, right. But yeah, Tim F says, "What's up, Tom from Midnight's Edge?" Tom,
how you doing?
You were high and out of focus.
Oh wow.
You almost need to toke to use the internet some days. Yeah. Tom, what's your ritual? Are you like, when it comes to being a smoker, what's your ritual? Like, how do you do it? Is there like, do you like gather all your stuff, sit down, and then dive in, or are you just like where a lot of people nowadays are using the pens, where they're just kind of doing it as they go? Like, what typical setup for Tom when he's sitting down to maybe do a stream or maybe make some content? Give us the juice.
I'm pretty much an old school guy, so I don't really go for the pens or the vaping. I'm not even real big into edibles. I'm just one of those type of guys. I have an old school, brass or copper pipe usually. I'm not even a big fan of the glass. Very rarely do I roll one unless there's a couple of people around and, or it's dry weed or something like that. But otherwise, no, I just shove it and smoke it. Like, I'm an old schooler, man.
Yeah, it's kind of the same way with me. Like, I love all the fancy stuff. I'll buy glass. I like glass. I like the pens. I like all of that stuff. That stuff's fun, especially like when you're traveling, because airlines don't really give a shit about the pens, right? Like, they can't even really.
Surprisingly, I noticed that when I was in Vegas, and I forgot I had one in my bag, and I'm glad they didn't find it. Yeah, they don't. Typically, they don't care. Like, I've never been harassed about having a vape pen with me. So it's like I'll typically only use those when I travel, or if like the family's going to like Six Flags for the day or something like that. But just because it's super convenient, it doesn't stink a lot, and convenience really mostly. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, real quick. We'll finish this conversation in a second. Yeah, it's Ords and Tom. Time to listen as I go for a drive. Good morning, gentlemen. Well, Fred Sacco, it is great to see you. I miss you, brother. Miss you, Fred. Miss you. Don't burn your fingers. Yeah, well, that's a good tip, too. I'll give you that. Why not, man? I say if you got it, smoke it. That's what I say, ever. Heat look, Wookie. Unless you want a skull splitting. Oh, well, I'll give you that. That could be, too. Tom, for you, or why for you ain't been on F&T lately? I don't know if, Tom, you want to answer that. But if not, that's cool too. Tom and the Guinea Pig Collective, if you can't find the like button though, through the smoke, just keep hitting it until you find it. I like that. So yeah, for me, Tom, I would say that like I'm more of a ritualistic classic guy myself too. Like, concentrates are fun, but there's just something to be said about flower. Like, absolutely. I mean, if I'm around friends, like, everybody loves to do like a joint or a blunt or whatever. But like, yeah, I mean, I'm not so ritualistic unless it's like 420 or a special occasion kind of thing. Yeah,
for sure. See, like me, it's like the time I get with myself, right? It's kind of like that like I get to just chill out, relax, and have this, like, I guess lack of a better term, oral fixation. Don't clip that, anybody in the chat. But yeah, I'd flower, man. There's with everything in the plant, it's hard to recreate it, especially with concentrates, because you're not getting certain things that you would get normally. See, it's not just about the THC; it's about the CBD. It's about all the beneficial stuff that comes together through this chemical process of heating it up. And you don't get the same. Yeah, you get really baked and out of your skull with like concentrates and stuff, but it's just not the same as flower.
No, I mean, because in Vegas is one of the first times I've done a few edibles before, but then when I was out in Vegas is when I really got the first experience with it, and yeah, I just didn't feel like edibles were doing it for me. I'm a smoker through and through. I didn't mind the vape pens so much, but yeah.
Yeah, the thing with edibles is they metabolize differently in your body, and so that's different as well. Like, I would say if like, and I'm not a medical doctor, so people out there don't claim that I am. In YouTube, I'm not a medical doctor, but I would say like if you have like body pains, aches, muscle aches, all that stuff, edibles are probably really good for you. If it's more of like a depression or like emotional trauma, I would probably stick with like a vapor of smoke personally. I have all of that, so I get it in me any way you can, baby. That's what I say. I use pre-rolls if I want joints. They're better people who roll. Yeah, that's just it, man. Like I'll buy cones mostly. Like I don't buy pre-rolls. Every once in a while I will, but I typically, if I'm going to smoke a joint, I'll just grab a cone. Smoked some GMO cookies last night. Smoking on wedding cake today. Ran out of Blood Star. Blood Star sounds awesome, but wedding cake is phenomenal. Wedding cake is a great Sunday strain, man. I just got to say. Unpopular opinion, I'm not big into blunts. It's not an unpopular opinion because I'm not into them either, unless they're like hemp blunts. I won't do nicotine, man. Not a big nicotine guy.
And usually I'm the type of person where it's got to be a couple people. You can't just smoke one on your own. It's like a waste of weed. I mean, guilty as charged. However, I agree with you. It's one of those things that, I mean, if you're traveling and you got no choice or something like that, or whatever, the situation is, I can understand it. But like, there's some guys I know that's like the only way they smoke it. It's like, dude, you realize you're smoking like an entire eighth every fucking time you roll one of those.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I remember years ago I had built a recording studio with a buddy, and we were doing like voiceover work, and then we actually had this local rapper come in and record some tracks with us. And those guys would like only smoke blunts. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I like a good blunt every once in a great while. Like, I'll dive in and get crazy. But these guys were like, they only smoked blunts. Like, we'd offer them bowls and stuff. They wanted nothing to do with it. And what they told me was, they told me two reasons. He's like, they get us too high. And I'm like, well, you're smoking a whole blunt. What do you mean it gets you too high? Like, if you ask me, you're gonna get more high off a blunt than you're gonna get off of a bowl. But the other explanation they gave me is that there's a lot of like crack pipes and stuff in their neighborhood. A lot of people doing crack and stuff like that. So
I can understand.
It's kind of like, they don't want to associate with that sort of thing. So they stay away from the glass pieces. Which I get it. Shelbeck says, I want to fire up hookah with you, Ords. We will, bro. I've got one. I should do hookah Sunday morning one time. I don't like cookies and the drink,
I gave mine away.
But I like the brownies. Brownies are always good, man. Brownies are always good. And you got to do edibles right. How are you doing, Loki? It's good to see you, brother. Last QP I bought a long time ago was Christmas tree. That was some good stuff. Anything with Christmas in it is awesome. Christmas cookies, Christmas tree, all of it. Any of it, I've always experienced good things with that. I don't like the smell. Secondhand smoke annoys me. I totally get it, BK. That's why I try to be cautious, especially when I have guests over. I don't really want to like smoke out the house and then a bunch of people come over. It's all about being respectful. You got to be respectful. Same. I'm not a blunt guy. I like my mini bong. At what point, though, Tim? Like, how much water do you actually need to filter out your stuff? Because I've got smaller ones as well, and I've always been curious, like, does this actually filter it out just like the bigger ones do? I don't know.
I'm not the biggest fan of bongs. They take too much work.
Well, and especially, like, when cleaning them, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And they spill, and they're a pain in the ass. I had one, and I was never using it because I had it empty because I would, wherever you'd put it, inevitably it would never fail. It would get spilled or something would knock it over. And so I just finally gave it away.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too. They're expensive, right? So
on top of it all, yeah.
You go out, you buy a glass one. You're like, oh, this is super nice. This is so slick. I love this thing. Yeah, you fire it up. It gets dirty, and then you knock it over, and it barely touches the wall, and it cracks in half. And then you're just like, well, what the hell was the point of even buying it?
Or you spill it in the room. The room smells like resin.
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah, the bong water smell coming up from the floor. Yeah, that's always... Again, like, I'm kind of bougie when it comes to my bongs. Like, I'll never use water twice. Or some dudes will leave water in their bong for days, which to me is just...
there's some people are into that shit, and I just,
They're like, oh, it gets you more high. I'm like, no, it's called bacteria that you don't want in your lungs, bro.
Right.
Bacteria grows on that shit. But I always use bottled water, so I don't get like the lime scale and stuff in the bongs or any of that. I'm like super bougie, so I don't do it all the time. I actually bought a
You
bong.
actually use distilled water, not bottled water.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. Yeah, like whatever comes in like the bottled, like the filtered bottled water we get from
But
the
not
store.
the regular drinking water. It's the distilled stuff, so it don't have all the calcium and shit.
Right, exactly. Because, you know, once you let it sit in there long enough, it starts to evaporate. That calcium will stick to the side, and it's a bitch to get off. So I'm really bougie about that. But that's why I don't do it all the time. I actually bought a bong, I think, last year for $4.20 that looks like a watermelon. And I think I've only smoked out of it a handful of times since then. Real quick, remember The Dark Crystal? Of course I do. It's my fucking favorite movie of all time. Wax is like stripping one of those weird little people to the chair, making them stare at the crystal and giving them the essence. The stuff is magic. Wax is, don't get me wrong. I love wax. I just got some sugar. It was a Green Line sugar wax, OG stuff. Like the other week, it was phenomenal. Tom, have you ever done dabs before?
Yeah, a long time ago. Mexican Iron Man says, "Hey." I was just on the phone with him. Sorry.
Oh, what's up, Mike?
Yeah, he just hung up. Yeah, they're expensive.
That's it. The concentrates are expensive.
I mean, the couple times I did them, I just really failed to see the cost effectiveness of it, and considering it's like, because the guy's like, "Oh, but you're getting like a whole half ounce in one whole thing," and it's like, and that costs how much? And I'm like, and he's like that, and I'm like, yeah, and you got high for like 20 minutes. It's like that was a waste of weed.
My experience with it is like, I would say like a gram is an equivalent to like an eighth. But again, there's a manufacturing process behind it. So yeah, the price does go up, right? The price changes as you get into your different stuff. Now the stuff's good. It is great, but for what cost? Again, you know, you're not getting everything that's in the plant, right? You're not getting everything that, you know, the plant has to offer, because you're only extracting the THC delta 9 molecules out of it. So yeah, blunts take too much, but that's what Tom was saying. I think we both agree on that. Thank you, Tommy, for throwing that up. You're never too baked to burn that like button. I love it, baby. I love it.
Yeah, I used to say when you're burning blunts or joints, all you're doing is getting the birds and bugs high.
That's it. Yeah. Well, especially think about like with the joints and like you said, the blunts, how much smoke comes off the tip of that between, right? Like,
yeah, it's just sitting there burning the whole time. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
Change that bong whatever, a few packs. That's not a bad idea too, man. Every few packs. I don't do 2 in a row. Like with my bong, it'll be like I'll put water in it, pack it, and then that's that. And then I'll switch back to like a small hitter or a small glass pipe, right? Something that's easy to clean, something that doesn't cost a lot if it breaks. 20 a gram. Where are you getting that at? We got to talk, Woogie. You're insane. Tom's friend had bunk dabs. What are you talking about? Get out of here. Are you saying
probably did? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, maybe. Might have been some homemade shit like I used to make.
Possibly. I mean, like, yeah, I'm not in the best of areas for it.
Well, see, and that's it too, Trey. Like, taste is good. Like, I think with the plant, you get more of a variety of flavors. That's kind of
key to me, because like I'm a smoker at heart, so like that's the whole thing, right? Like to me, it's the taste and the smell, the aroma. It's like, to me, it's like I understand guys who are like really into Cuban cigars. It's like that's the way I feel about some damn good bud, right?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. And now, don't get me wrong, terpenes and the concentrates, they all taste great, but you get more variety with the plant. I think you get way more variety. Where I mean, like how many terpenes can you throw in that where it's just gonna, you know, it's all just gonna end up tasting the same. You are uninformed. Wookie, respectfully. Nah, man, do it disrespectfully. I'll still love you, Wookie. I still love you, brother. Bowls for life. That's what's up, Dylan. Glass pipes can fuck you up. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a true believer, and you guys can call me crazy, but I think the way a pipe is designed plays a factor in how high you get. I personally think that. But
yeah, I mean, I know people love the glass pipes, and I don't blame them. I mean, they're nice and smooth, and just to me, another thing is like it's just too much to deal with. They clog up too easy, they break too easy. You usually got to deal with the car, like, you know, to cover it up and stuff. So, like that kind of business, I'm just like, nah, I just want to be able to smoke it.
Right, like here, like I'll let me try my camera real quick. House is a mess, but whatever. All right, so this is the one that I'm using today, and this is like kind of like an everyday burner, right? So it's small, it's straight, so it's easy to clean right through the pipe, right? It's easy to clean.
That's like a one hitter almost, though. Yeah,
almost, yeah. But I love it because it's square, right? So I can set it flat on the table without having to worry about it roll off. This to me is just your everyday burner. It's the only thing I don't like about it is it's pretty close to the face. So if like I was like had somebody over like using it and smoking it, it would be like they may not feel comfortable with the flame being that close to their face. Me, I don't care. It's like I've set my beard on fire before, so it's cool.
No, I know what that's like. I used to have a smaller pipe, and I hated that because it was always like burning the tip of my nose and shit.
Right, yeah. Well, that's just it too. And then I got a funny story to tell you guys. We went to C2E2 in Chicago one year. It was like my first year going to C2E2. This was after I had like my first con ever was Wizard World at Rosemont in Chicago. I won tickets on the radio, and we also got like VIP tickets to the Next Generation Star Trek panel hosted by Shatner. So that was pretty cool. I fell in love with cons, went to C2E2, and that first weekend at C2 was like the fucking Hangover movie almost, right? We get into this like seedy ass hotel, and it's called the Chinatown Hotel Room in Chinatown, and we're talking like in Chicago, $70 a night, like dirt cheap. So we get in the room. I go into the bathroom. I'm looking into the cabinets. Just, you know, you're curious about what's in there. Where's everything at? You know, what if I need something? I need to know where it's at. So I open the medicine cabinet, and there's like a few things in there. I'm like, oh, there's like enough stuff to make a pipe in here, guys. I look closely enough. There's an actual fucking pipe in there. Somebody had left their weed pipe in the Chinatown hotel room in the medicine cabinet. It's like, what the fuck, man? So that started off the weekend, and then it turned into like drinking the restaurant out of sake, drinking the karaoke bar out of sake, and then sleeping in the shower because the hangover was hard as fuck. And then, getting up and just enjoying the con. But yeah, just funny little story about, you know, pipes and stuff like that. But and it was like a metal pipe. It was like one of those older metal pipes, kind of like you were saying, like the brass or whatever. But what was cool about it is like every part of it broke down. Like you could like unscrew it, like break it down, clean it. It was fucking glorious. I think I still have it. I think I ended up like soaking it in like fingernail polish remover to, you know, clean it up and all that shit. And it's a cool little piece, man. I had to keep it, man. It was just a memorable experience.
I moved into a house once and found a nice pipe. Yeah.
See, that's cool. That's always nice. It's always nice. We almost had another guinea pig, but someone adopted him before I could get... Aw, dang, man. Well, hopefully he finds his way to the collective. Look, I'll give you... Look, silicone, let me tell you. Silicone for the win. I 100% agree. Kashyyyk got me this really nice silicone pipe that has, like, when you flip it over, it'll actually hold dabs. So it's like a pipe that you can use. Like, I love multi-purpose tools when it comes to smoking, especially ones that are like portable. And they make some really great stuff out of silicone. I have a silicone bong, and what's great about it is it will actually, it'll stick, it'll suction to your whatever surface you're smoking on. So it's silicone and almost like you can't knock it over. Pretty freaking great. I'll never break another bong again. I'm leaving Mean Green, Okerlund to my kid. There, that is to your kid. That's great. Yo, what's up, Mac? How are you, brother? I always thought it would be cool to smoke weed from a corncob pipe. Yeah, I've thought that same thing. Tom, have you ever smoked out of a corncob pipe?
I may have. I know I've smoked out of a lot of wooden ones.
Wooden ones are fun too. I actually have a wooden Darth Vader one. It was carved.
Hmm.
It's good to see you, Matt. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. We can sit here and talk about weed all day long, and we probably should, but we also got to save some for other episodes. So I want to look at a couple of articles here. We'll get the dinklage stuff out of the way because, like I said, I think that's important to talk about. Only because I think the kind of hypocrisy in it all, right? Tom, I'm assuming you've talked a little bit about this on your channel and whatnot, right?
About the
like the Peter Dinklage stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's ridiculous. I mean, he's acting like a bit of an elitist and showing his SJW colors. I mean, he's trying to be all preachy and virtue signally, and then basically all he's done now is possibly cost 7 other actors of short stature their job.
Yeah, which
job anyway. Yeah.
Well, it makes me wonder. Like, do you think he's just trying to push those people out, or is it like, I mean, because how do you not see that doing what he did to get these actors fired is like against like his entire community of people? Like, what the fuck, man? What's up, Severon? How are you? Mean Green. Yeah, you got it, bro. You got it. A brown Snow White is we could talk about that shit too. But that's the exclusive. Peter Dinklage just put 7 of us, and this is like quoting one of the folks that was supposed to be in the movie. Put 7 of us out of a job. Dwarf actors Fury at Disney for canceling 7 dwarves from the Snow White remake because the woke multimillionaire Game of Thrones star said they were offensive. I don't know about you, Tom, but I don't think I've ever thought to myself like, look at the dwarves there, like look at them. I just let those characters exist and enjoyed the story. Like I never was like that's offensive or it kind of harkens to. Oh, go ahead.
I know some dwarves. I've actually slept with a dwarf.
Nice, man.
That's
awesome.
Like a common funny story that goes around, but. No, like a lot of them, they don't look. I'll be real. I'm not speaking for anybody who is of short stature, but I will say that I've been told that like it's difficult to get a job.
For sure.
Technically, a lot of them could be, drawing unemployment, but they'd rather work, right? Like most healthy people would. And,
right.
Sadly, a lot of times the only type of jobs for somebody of that height and body type is in entertainment. And that's a very lucrative job though, at least. So it's not, an easy job to get into. But if you're somebody who has, been a little person and you need a leg up in life, not to be punny. I mean, that's one way to get there.
Dinklage is always coming up below industry standards.
No, but I mean, this dude should be just keeping his fucking mouth shut because like everybody's saying, he's he's arguably the most successful little person actor of all time, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All time for sure.
And as of right now, he's one of the biggest actors on the planet, pun intended, I guess.
I love it.
But it goes to show you how out of touch he is, right? Yeah. Especially when it comes to a lot of his peers, because they're like, you know what? Fuck you, dude. Like, you just cost us a possible job. It's not too often that these kind of things come around, and I'm willing to bet that unless you work for like Jim Henson Company or stuff like that, your options are pretty limited anymore. They don't. I mean, and that's kind of the whole point of a lot of this is what people are getting across is a lot of this virtue signaling and these checkbox bullshit is just basically leaving a lot of people out, right? Like it's like, oh, well, we can't be having that because it's Snow White and the 7 dwarves, and that's insensitive to dwarves. It's like, okay, well, now instead you're going to have CGI characters voiced by, normal-sized actors. Good for you. So what did you accomplish, Peter? Like, that's kind of what they're saying is like, and at this point, it's like, whatever, what's next, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. Real quick, and I'm probably too stoned to even remember what I was going to respond to you with. But before we do that, let me bring in the other half of the show, Mr. Snow Dub, music and entertainment himself. How are you, brother?
There's some hoes in this house.
I am late. What am I doing here? What's going on? I thought it was.
Dude,
we started at 10. What time is it?
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Snow.
Huh?
If you're not late, I would be concerned. If you were on time,
Okay.
I'd be very concerned.
Right.
It's the wake and bake show, not the be on time show.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
45 minutes late.
I had a late night watching Tom pull out his whip last night and put the ever-loving, leather-beating hell out of the rest of the contenders on the Tuck and Roll trivia. Congratulations, Tom. What a show of strength last night, my friend.
Well, thank you. I had to make up for that bullshit 10-point question.
10 points. It was haunting him all week, I bet. Tom could not
that
sleep.
10-point question, and then some. He broke the record for the Tuck and Roll trivia with over 60 points last night. The highest I think we've ever had up to that point was like 20-something. So that kind of gives you an idea.
Dude, look, this is why I don't fuck with Tom when it comes to trivia. I don't fuck with Tom because Tom knows literally everything, and I'm envious of his knowledge. But
well, I worked in video, man, and we didn't have the internet, right? Yeah. And even back then, like the IMDb was a pale comparison to what it is now, or somewhat anyway. And so at one point, I just had to become knowledgeable. So one year, I just read from cover to cover Leonard Maltin's video guide.
Nice.
Marked every movie I saw, every movie I wanted to see, and retained a bunch of knowledge about movies I'd never see. And so when people would come into the video store and they're like, "Oh, I want this movie with this guy. I can't remember what it's called." Like 9 times out of 10, I could come up with it. But that was also fucking 20 years ago. So
right,
a lot more than I can remember anymore. But yeah,
you actually had to read books back then.
Yeah, and I had that bitch handy with me all the time. I mean, I've still got pieces of it. It fell apart after a while, but yeah.
What's up, awesome one?
Grabbing a movie almanac in the library when I was a kid, and going through it and just looking at all the winners of Academy Awards and just kind of seeing what was the hit movies every year. And I always had like an interest in just movies and their success and stuff like that. So I think that's why I kind of dove into this trivia stuff, because I got a bunch of just useless knowledge stuffed in my head that I don't know what to do with. So this works out pretty good.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happened to me. Yeah.
Real quick with the Tuck and Roll trivia, is that where if you get a wrong answer, you're like Tuck and Roll, baby? Is that how that works?
We do basically 4 rounds, where we lose a person every round. Start out with 5 and whittle down to 1. So yeah, it's a Tuck and Roll every round.
I was gonna say, if you call it the Tuck and Roll trivia, then definitely got to be kicking those people out.
Oh yeah.
But Snow, we're talking about the whole Peter Dinklage thing. I'm sure you caught up on that. But
yeah.
Let me go over the article a little bit here. Dwarf actors have recently reacted furiously to Disney canceling the 7 Dwarves from its Snow White remake after Game of Thrones star Peter Dinklage called them offensive, saying the decision robs them of work and the chance to fulfill what some is a dream role. Yeah, it kind of goes back to the whole Aunt Jemima thing and the Land O'Lakes thing, and it's like they're offensive that you use these things to make money. Well, that's the brand. We identify that brand. You don't look at what's in the background of the Land O'Lakes advertisement or their packaging. You look at the first thing that comes up front is right there. And then
that's a great point. They're taking a lot of icons away from diversity, right? Like that's kind of what I was getting at, is in the process of all this, but we're doing it, making it better, we're making it right. Well, no, you're destroying shit. You're taking shit away. Instead of Aunt Jemima, they'll replace it with some generic white chick. Right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Same thing here. Instead of it being actual 7 dwarf actors, it'll be, a bunch of CGI Jar Jar Binks running around.
Which, and I think you guys would. I know Snow agrees, and I'm pretty sure you agree too on this, Tom. When it comes to practicality in movies, we want authenticity. I don't want to have if I wanted to stare at a CGI movie, I'd play a freaking video game, right? If I wanted computer edited or computer manufactured images, I will look at my computer screen. I want to to feel like I'm a part of it. I want to feel it's real. I want to. How can you have Snow White and the Seven Dwarves without no dwarves, man?
Well, he doesn't even understand the story. He's like, they're dwarves that live in caves. I think it's backwards. It's like, nah, they work in a mine. They live in a house where they have a white chick for slave labor. Get it right. Big difference.
Ugh, this is killing my
Now,
butt.
wasn't this Walt Disney's like #1 first movie he ever made?
Yes.
Yeah. So they should, I think they should be a little more delicate with this material. I mean, this is obviously ancient material from voting rights and stuff like that days, back in in the 30s, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Was it the 30s? Yeah. So they should show this more respect. They really should for Walt Disney, but they don't. They don't care. They just, brutalize everything now. It's ridiculous. They don't care.
This is why Wookie. Let me explain something to you. This is why, damn it, there we go. This is why we smoke weed, because Disney sucks. That's why we smoke weed, because Disney sucks, man. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about here. Snow White should be white. Yeah, don't even get me started on that shit. We're not even going to dive that deep into it. I'm just like, I want to talk about this goofy hypocrisy. How
well, that's the point, though, isn't it? Though, like, this whole thing is misguided from the get-go.
I guess I just don't understand how he doesn't see. Like, okay, here's the thing. All right, Mr. Peter Dinklage, you want to put your money where your mouth is. Cancel their jobs, but pay their salary. Give them what they were going to get for the movie. And then maybe I'll believe what you're actually saying is true. Maybe then, I'm not saying I would agree with it. I'm just saying, but maybe then I'll have a little bit more respect for you because you're putting your money where your mouth is. But you're not going to do that, are you, Mr. Peter Dinklage? Absolutely not. Why? Because you don't want to give your money away to people, right? You don't want your hard-earned money. Like, so don't come out here saying that we got to cancel these people because it's offensive when, like the article says, their dream role, like their dream, the thing they worked for their life, the one goal that they had in mind, that they worked for their entire life to get there, and finally feel like they have some kind of shred of respect for themselves. They worked their ass off. They got there. And not to mention, this is an industry where, little people can thrive. They can make a good living. Hell, they're making more money than me.
Well, that's what I was saying is, yeah, like, it's not like you have a shit ton of opportunities. And that's what he means by this is a dream role. Is like, these kind of opportunities don't come along very often. It's not like they're remaking The Wizard of Oz every 5 years.
Right. Exactly. What's going on? The lovely Sherry, how are you doing today? Thank you for coming by and hanging out with us. Greatly appreciate that. All right, so let's see. Let's see.
I mean, I'm surprised more little people didn't call out the new Willow series. I mean, I'm sure there's some jobs there for them, but when they introduced the new cast, I'm like, funny. There's not one little person, at least from the new cast anyway, in there.
Right.
That's odd.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and this is like, that's.
But Jackass can go and make another movie, and they incorporate a little person. What's up with that?
They got diversity.
Yeah. See?
That's actually a really good point there, Snow. That's a really good point. After Disney's decision to rethink the characters, multiple actors and agents said there are plenty who would have happily accepted the jobs that Dinklage, a Golden Globe winner who was paid $1.2 million per episode of Game of Thrones. Holy shit, $1.2 million an episode. Holy crap, Tom.
I guarantee you none of these other actors are bringing down anywhere near that.
No. So this is my point with the whole, like, put your money where your mouth is, man. You want to say this, that it is offensive that these characters are in a story that they're supposed to be dwarves in.
He's really going to hate my idea for a little person studio.
Well, there you go. Exactly. That's.
Did you ever hear what I'm going to do? I'm going to remake movies. I'm going to remake movies, but it's going to be with all just little people. Little sets, little props, everything. Nobody's going to acknowledge that they're little people. It's just going to be like Ghostbusters with little people.
You're just going to make it.
With little people. Right. Goodfellas with little people. Exactly. It's just, that's it. It's the same movie. Just, RoboCop with little people.
I would
think it would be a hit. That's what I'm saying, right? Who wouldn't?
Yeah. I mean, like, don't they have little people wrestling and stuff? Isn't that a thing? Like,
Yes,
I mean, they.
Yes.
So, just like they have, what is it?
I play my cards right. I could be the single biggest employer of little people. No pun intended.
I so want to see Braveheart little people with a bunch
Right?
of ponies, little ponies they're riding around on. Oh, that'd be
Snow
great.
knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I mean, I would definitely pay to watch that for sure.
And to really fuck with people's heads, we'll do Lord of the Rings, but all the little parts will be played by big people.
Nice.
See, look, Sherry knows. Tom, I would pay to see that, and as I would.
Yeah.
So the hobbits in your world are actually like 6 feet tall. Like you bring in Trump
Exactly.
Freebio. Yeah. That's awesome.
Well,
Trey
that's
says
why I want
it's-
to play Frodo.
It's sad. Jackass is probably gonna be better than Scream 5. Yeah,
Oh God, Scream 5.
that's a stream on its own.
Have
right
you got
there.
a chance to see that yet, Snow or Ords?
No,
No.
Once Wes Craven's kind of an icon to me. So as soon as I heard they were doing another one of his movies, I'm like, he's not directing. It's not going to be a Scream.
It's a muddled mess as far as the story. I mean, the movie itself it's a movie. I mean, it's paced well. It makes sense, I guess, but the message is muddled. You got a lot of people who are like, yeah, it's great that they commented on The Last Jedi and Rian Johnson. It's like, yeah, but they also shoved Ghostbusters Afterlife and Creed and a few other things that people actually do like in with things that people don't like The Last Jedi and stuff like that. So
could you tell it's not directed by Wes? Like, no pan
Yes.
shots and slow.
Yes. And the other problem you have is, and I'm trying not to give too much away, but like basically
Give
there's
it away,
zero,
dude. I don't
well,
care.
there's like
if
no
that shit
reason for the
sucks.
original actors to be there, right? Like
Oh, no.
they just show up because
shoehorned in, right?
they're very shoehorned in. And
So it's a lot like what they did with the 2016 Ghostbusters trash. They
kind
just,
of
right at the end, they just hey, here's the guys from the other movie.
Oh yeah, Sigourney Weaver's suddenly a chemist. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
not exactly, but they're there and they try to be proactive in the story, but it's just
Sure.
and then you have this gimmick that all the other characters are related to characters from the first film somehow, and it's
Well, all three of them haven't had a successful film, I think, since
No.
a Scream movie.
not really.
Yeah, it's not like they're a big deal. Not like Ghostbusters bringing Bill Murray back.
No. And then like the other problem is just that, like I said, like a lot of the same notes they're trying to hit here, Wes already hit in Scream 4 and hit them better.
Right.
With the whole remake and reboot, commenting on that kind of
That
stuff.
was his coup de grace to
Yeah.
Scream, I felt.
Exactly.
he
Like
couldn't
that
really
was the kind of
do
the
anything.
final ending, like to leave
Yeah.
it alone.
Right. Yeah. I felt like that was a good closing chapter to it, because 3 wasn't that good. So I felt like he kind of made up for 3 by doing 4. And so, yeah, it's just sad when they a dead director like that, a horror icon legend, and they literally just trample over his work. It's same thing with the Freddy remake, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I could not stand that movie, and I the whole time I watched it, I'm just like, why did you do this? And there's no reason for this. It's terrible. Make your own new super monster, nightmare person. Come up with a new story. You don't give them finger blades. Don't get them so close that it's obvious. But you can take these iconic stories and recreate them a million ways over. That's what everybody has been doing for generations. It's just this new generation can't seem to figure that out. All they seem to do is take the same stories and just basically regurgitate them.
I'll go back to the one example that I used. I think it was even last week. The original live action Ninja Turtles movie. That It can be done. It can be done. You guys are boring Wookiee. Well, I guess we're all boring Wookiee. You know what I say?
Sorry, Wookiee.
Hey, it's time to
time.
Yes, it's smoke break time, and this goes out to you, Wookiee.
Perfect.
Love you, buddy. We love you, Wookiee. We love you. Don't worry, we're gonna get off this subject soon. We're just touching base on it. He said, "You nerds never quit." Yeah, well, no, we don't. We have to bring you content, so we're here, okay? And we're the next article we're going to talk about is going to be fun. We're going to be talking about
me and Tom together, stone talking horror. What'd you expect?
Yeah, I mean seriously, like, and this isn't really that tight of a show. We kind of come and go. Like, yes, we're talking about an article, but we
jumped from Peter Dinklage to Scream.
Right, exactly. So, and I'm cool with that. But we love you.
But no, Trey's right. Scream 5 is just a shitty Scream 4. Yes. Yeah, he meant Scream 4.
He's just mad I'm not making the puppet dance for him right now. You know, I put in a lot of hard. My hands started going numb last night. That's why I shut my screen off, because I was just like, okay, I've been talking a lot tonight with this puppet.
No, but it's funny, or you haven't seen the film, and you basically said what's wrong with it. The film is trying to say that the toxic original fans are the problem because they can't look past the first film while they're simply regurgitating the first film. That's what the movie is, basically.
Sounds like Force Awakens.
It is very much like Force Awakens. It is a lot like Force Awakens, actually. And
literally the same exact thing injected with, wokeness and the trash.
There really isn't that much wokeness, though. Believe it or not, it's just the whole way it's commenting on the fans. But yeah.
So with the 1.2 million an episode that this dude makes, you can't tell me that he can't afford to pay these actors after he's basically got them fired and removed from it. And here's this is kind of coming from their viewpoint. So some are now begging Disney to bring the parts back and are begging for the chance to audition for them. Well, it's not just like the actors that are begging, like we're begging. Give the fans what they want. Who gives a shit what Peter Dinklage thinks about any of it? Who cares?
Well, I can think about 1.1 million ways times however many episodes of Game of Thrones there is that he's out of touch with this whole situation, right?
Yeah.
Like he is not even... dude is on another level when it comes to how much money he has.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And it's funny because Gen X actually pointed out, does this guy kind of look like me? Or do I kind of look like... I mean, there's a little...
It does look like little person Ords.
It does. It does, man.
If Ords had a mini-me.
Yes. Yes. So if anybody hires this guy for a movie and needs an actor that is the bigger version of him and listening to this podcast for whatever reason, let me know. Email down below.
I'm coming up with scenarios in my mind right now for just that thing, Ords. So
nice. We got to.
You know what's funny is I actually like Peter Dinklage as an actor. Everything I've seen him in has been pretty good. I enjoyed him in that X-Men movie where he kind of played that little villain guy. There's even another movie that came out. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like him and this woman go back and forth about his mother getting put in a home, and she's like he ends up being a crime boss, and he comes back for revenge against the woman that put his mom in his home, and it turns into this back and forth trying to kill each other movie. It was actually really good. I caught it on Netflix, I think. I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, I like Peter Dinklage as an actor, so I kind of respect what he's saying here, but at the same time, it's like you're still a pompous Hollywood prick, you know.
I don't respect it for the simple fact that, like, how can you not have your eyes open to the fact that, like, you just had 7 members of your community fired from their jobs that would have fed them and took care of them. Maybe one of them was struggling and they finally got that gig, right? That one gig that was going to change everything, right?
Well,
that was going to change their whole life around.
I thought Disney said they were going to make them mystical creature people or some shit.
Yeah, it's dumb as hell. So it's not even, you're not even at that point. Like they were going to stay true to the source material at the first place, but
right, yeah.
Now you're really going like far left field with it. You know,
every one of them dwarves in Snow White it was a white dwarf, so that's not going to happen, folks. You're not going to see the actual reincarnation of the cartoon classic because they won't do that. That's just too much white on the screen, even though white's in the damn title. So
well, and then referencing back to everything being whitewashed, Aunt Jemima, Land O'Lakes, all that shit too,
Right.
So it's so we can get into a really deep conversation with that, but I just want to finish this article up.
All right, go for
it. To quote this gentleman here, says, it makes me so sick to my stomach to think that there are 7 roles for dwarves that can't get normal acting roles or very few and far between roles. And now they're gone because of this guy. Yeah, so what? He's got some money. Like, what the hell does it matter? Peter Dinklage is the biggest dwarf actor probably of all time. Tom talked about that. Okay, to CW for 10 years, and also acted in the Muppets. Yeah, there you go. When he was cast as a little person role in Lord of the Rings, or in Game of Thrones, or in Elf, or this is that. Oh, that's the other thing, Tom, I wanted to talk about. I wanted to reference the Elf movie because, I mean, if that wasn't, like using that trope to get laughs, like what else was it? I mean, like, they totally played on the whole, like, calling him an elf thing, right? Good talks, Tom. Good talks.
Yeah, good talk, Tom.
All
yeah,
right, Snow, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to touch on another classic real quick, is the fact that they're doing this to Little Mermaid. They're doing it to they did it to what was that other one? I think it was Aladdin or something like that. They keep changing the narrative, changing the characters to these weird incarnations that we're just not connecting to, and they're not hitting those notes of the classic Disney feel good that used to be so present. And now you're seeing it in the parks. People are getting frustrated there, and it's just sad to see all this crumbling down, because all we ever wanted, Ords, was just some good entertainment, man. And it's just like it's crumbling down everywhere. And this is just one more midget to add to the pile.
Yeah. Woogie says, "Wee girl just showed up with my Jersey Mike sub. My life rocks. What the fuck?" Woogie, we need to hang out, bro. We need to hang out. No, absolutely 100%, man. And then, like, to kind of finish out the last bit here, it says he had no issue then, but now he wants to be progressive. It's like Peter Dinklage could have just kept his mouth shut and not said anything, and nobody and just let the movie exist, and then it would have been fine. Have your opinion about it, Peter. That's fine. But when you start yelling out loud like this, you're just at this point you're just trying to gain attention.
Yeah, well, he is probably the most relevant small person in Hollywood right now, I would say.
Maybe he's just trying out for the part of Grumpy.
Yeah, that could be it.
Well, at this point, that's the role he would definitely fill. Now, how fucked up would it be if he made his way into this movie? Then some shit's whacked out. Yeah, that's the other thing too. It's like power and privilege. It's like just because he's got money. I mean, like, who is he other than money? What? I mean, yeah, okay, he's a good actor, but like,
I could not stand the remake of Willy Wonka. I hate that movie. It's just terrible. But at least they kept the midgets, the Oompa Loompas, small. Like they did in the previous one. They kept it real. At least with that. So I gotta tip my hat to trying to do it right, even though it was an epic fail, which sucks because I like Johnny Depp too. But yeah, man, it's this. What this really is, Ords, is this is a big shit mess. It's getting painted all over the wall for everybody to see, and any way you look at it, it just makes Disney look bad. You know what I mean? So we can revel in that. We can revel.
I mean, but seriously though, like, how? I mean, I don't think it can get any worse for Disney at this point. Like, I don't think they can make themselves look any worse. But then something happens. Something fucking happens. I see you in the chat, Memes. Thank you for coming to hang out. Yo, Wookie, tell the weed girl to take a rip for us, man. And as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and play a clip, and we'll fucking
rip one.
Let's do it, guys.
I will be talking to the cameramen on the headset. It will be Terry's job to give the actors their hand cues.
Oh, excuse me, Russell, but I believe I requested the hand job.
I can't wait to get more clips, guys. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Shout out to Weed Girl and to Jersey Mike sub. Shout out. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yo, what's up, Soul? How are you, my friend? It's good to see you. That it's Dinklage is out of the lollipop. I mean, again, right there, another perfect example. A timeless classic, right? Wizard of Oz. Arguably one of the most recognizable movies, maybe, right? Like, employed how many people? And not once was I like, look at them make fun of these little people. Like, they did the job. They hired the actors. They did what they had to do to create this amazing piece of art. And now we have this shit.
There's even a movie about the making of the movie that is basically revolving around the little people in the cast.
Yeah.
Called Under the Rainbow. It has Carrie Fisher and Chevy Chase in it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll have to
It's about how wild all the little people were.
We'll have to check that
Like
out.
you basically get over 100-some little people together. It just turns into a wild orgy.
Wow.
There is a lot more to this article. We're not going to cover it though, but it looks like the guy that's going on about it is like, he's an actor, and it looks like they talk about the people who were fired and all this. I guess let's give our final thoughts on that. My final thought is Disney, if you know what's good for you, give the fans what they want, and the fans want those actors back. We don't want CGI bullshit. Practicality is a thing, and let's do the story we remember when we were kids. Let's take us back to a better time. That's what we're looking for in these stupid, shitty reboots.
Well, I mean, let's be real. They're trying to remake Disney's Snow White, as Snow was pointing out. His original film, his crowning achievement.
Right.
They shouldn't even be fucking touching it, period.
I agree.
And if you're going to do it, you have to do it in the image of Disney.
Yeah.
That's the only way to respect them, because that was his first baby, the one that kind of got the whole ball rolling, so to speak. If that movie wouldn't have been successful, we may not even be having this conversation.
No, I mean that's just it, dude. You ain't lying there, my dude. You are not lying. But all right. So there's another article here I want to take a look at, y'all, and we're diving into some fun now, Wookie. Okay, so just calm your tits in the chat. Yeah, calm your tits in the chat, Wookie. I got you. I actually, this is. Oh, here we go. So this is an article. This is actually not far from Tom and I, but let me add this to the stream here. Illinois pot farm with 30,000 plants found in wooded area burned down. No! Yeah, that's exactly
bastards.
That's exactly how I feel about it. Now I've got some funny stories.
That's a massive waste of weed.
It happens all the time. This is just you hearing about it.
Yeah. So let's take a look. Cops in Cook County, Illinois, which is like Chicago. That's the county Chicago's in. Cops in Cook County, Illinois, discovered a massive pot farm in Cook County, buried deep in the woods. Over 30,000 plants that were approximately 6 feet tall each, which is pretty standard. Actually, pretty good for this area.
Almost time for harvest. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Trey, he's sad. Trey's sad. Look at Severin. No, don't cry, Severin. This Cook County
he's all like, I thought this was good news.
Yeah. Right. I mean, that weed on that money looks good. Let's see. This Cook County Forest Preserve. Oh, was it on an actual? Okay, let's check it out. This Cook County Forest Preserve was about 200 yards off the highway, and tons of people traveled past it on a daily basis, not knowing what truly lurked deep in the woods. I like how they sell it like what lurked deep in the woods, the evil that was in the trees. Right. It's like, no, man, that's all. Hey, hell yeah, good for them. Here's what was found. As mentioned, 30,000 plants ready for harvest. Ready for harvest, guys. Do you hear that?
Oh, they got them right before harvest.
Damn it. Imagine being the cop who has to burn that pile.
When you said
I think there's laws against that, right? It's like, after the first trimester.
Yeah, that's just evil. Good Lord.
You got to let it grow, man, after that.
Yeah, I think it's a law, man.
It's just a plant, man. It's just a plant.
I will say this: one weed plant puts off just as much oxygen as a big tree. So I mean,
very true.
Like what we were talking about that movie last week. More oxygen for everybody.
It keeps a stoner out of your hair for weeks.
That's what I'm saying. A campsite with food and beer. Hey, at least they're drinking. And a place to sleep. Of course, if you are going to have a grow operation.
They didn't have a couple guys with AK-47s hanging out as well. You know, it's
maybe, man.
That's a lot of
I don't
money.
know. Like 30,000 plants is a
Well, now
lot.
ain't it legal now? Okay, so it's the amount basically. Is
yeah. So in Illinois, it's legal to grow up to 4 plants if you have a medical card. The thing they don't tell you though is a medical card is like fucking expensive as shit. Like you got, or you got to find a doctor that'll actually give it to you.
Right.
Let's see. And of course, a place to sleep. Of course, if you are going to have a grow operation like this, you will need proper reading material to help you along. There was a copy of High Times magazine. It basically a guide, a cookbook, if you will. So, did they just use the one High Times magazine to grow all this weed? Or did they just need some reading material, or what?
It sounds like a bunch of kids.
I think they're just trying to be funny there, yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of kids had a great idea one night. Oh, we should go do this out in the middle of this one spot in the forest. Nobody will know, type of thing. Sounds like they almost pulled it off. Like this type of stuff used to happen a lot more often, actually, back in the day. Maybe not this big, but people would go off, in their own little nooks and crannies of the corners of the world where a lot of traffic doesn't go to, and grow some plants. And I've heard of it, a lot. Back when the whole country was illegal, especially. Nowadays it's not as common, but
because you can it's pretty accessible, right? I mean,
this is just sad because you got to look at it from the perspective of everybody's pretty much okay with this plant now, and it's
Showback's right. 200 yards off the highway is not deep in the woods. Clearly, these stoners were not thinking, "Wow, like this is far enough, man." It's like, I don't know. I can still see the cars, man.
Right.
They're little, right? Yeah. Well, then that means the plants will be little to them, right? Yeah, man. Yeah.
So that's total stoner logic.
See, back in the
plus
day,
we'll know how to find it.
That's total fucking stoner logic right there, man.
Back in the day, you had to be like Mr. Miyagi and then the bonsai tree in Karate Kid 3, man. You had to shit. The secret sunlight spot.
On the sunrise of the Tuesday.
Yo, Wookie, I fucking agree because I live here, bro. Trust me. If I honestly I would like to live up by Tom, not just because Tom's there. That's just a perk, but because I love the scenery up there.
Technically not legal here, though. That's the thing.
That's true. That Wisconsin, I think, got some pretty strict rules on it. Seth Rogen must have.
Just changed our laws in Arizona. Just changed them. We can grow up to, I think it's 4 plants per person. I think
in most of the bigger cities, they've laxed a lot of the laws. I mean, obviously, if you're caught growing or selling it and shit like that, yeah, it's not just a slap on the wrist anymore. But like they've really backed off on a lot of it. In some cases, in some towns, it's just a city ordinance violation.
True,
so it doesn't even go under as like a paraphernalia or anything like that.
Right. Which is interesting because like my history, I was actually pulled over, was arrested. There was like weed involved and stuff like that at one point. They didn't even give a shit about the weed. It was the pipe. The paraphernalia was like the biggest issue with them. Like, oh, you got a pipe with you. Like it was these laws that they enacted to basically try to stop the head shops from existing. And what ended up happening, it just screwed over the person in the middle, the consumer, right? The guy buying the pipe and the weed. So Saul Assassin says, I got it. Before burning the plants, they should sell tickets for people to stand downwind of the plants. Like I said.
Pick them, test them, and use them.
There you go.
Or at least add like strobe lights and some big speakers and some techno music.
Fuck, you already got a bonfire and shit? Yeah, just bring in some hippie chicks. You're good to go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Well, imagine being the cop that has to burn that shit, right? Because that, like, how do they dispose of it? Right? They got to burn it.
Well, most cops I know think this is just nothing but a waste of time and a pain in the ass.
Right. Especially at this point. It's getting ridiculous. We got this, Biden in office now, and he's supposed to be the lefty's, sweet child of, I shouldn't say child, but anyway, he's Mr. Left, and you'd think he would take off the federal law or whatever it is that's still kind of suppressing this whole thing. I'm kind of shocked that hasn't happened.
Prohibition doesn't work, right? And alcohol's worse. Like, no matter who wants to try and argue it with you, 7 ways till Sunday. Like there's nothing that anybody can tell me that can convince me that this is any less harmful than any other over-the-counter medication. And it's obviously less harmful than tobacco products, considering the shit they put in those.
Right.
But that was the thing. The way they used to sell it back in the day was like, there's 4 times as much tar in a marijuana cigarette than there is in a regular cigarette. No, it's the compounds are different, you idiot. It's not like, what are you talking about? It's like,
and you smoke 1/10 less than you would cigarettes. You know, cigarettes, you could be a 2-pack a day type of person. You know?
Well, that's just it, right? They don't even, the nicotine is the thing.
Right.
They put that in there to get you addicted to the cigarettes. And you're right, Snow. Like, because if it wasn't for the nicotine, most people probably wouldn't smoke, but maybe a couple times a day.
right.
Like, and that's the thing is, like, back in the day, like the Cowboys, they used to sit there and just chew on the cigars half the time and stuff. You know, like, you know, to me, it's well, of course, it's all a big fucking horse and pony show. We all know that.
Sure.
But I guarantee you and me sit down and we smoke a whole fucking ounce together, as opposed to 2 other guys who sit down and drink a couple bottles of vodka. We'll see who comes out the other end okay.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then I think we all agree on this one. So prohibition is pretty much bullshit. Didn't work back. It was at the 40s. Was it the 40s? 50s?
I think it was
30s,
30s, just after the
like
Depression, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Didn't work back then. Ain't gonna fucking work back now. And that's the other thing too. It's like all these years of it being illegal, and now people are comfortable with it. But all those years, it was illegal. It was still developed. It was still improved. It was still refined. Right? Like behind closed doors, it was still, being worked on. So it clearly. I mean, we should do a stream about talking about the war on drugs and how bullshit that is. But clearly,
it's a bunch of horse shit,
right? And clearly, it doesn't work, right? So,
well, I want to know where all these motherfuckers are that were supposed to be offering me drugs on every street corner at. I can't find pot on a Thursday night, but yet they told me in school I'd have motherfuckers like trying to give me the shit for free.
Right. Yeah, they did, dude. Totally. They're like, beware of the guy in the trench coat on the corner of the street.
Not only that, they're like, you don't know what it could be laced with. It's like, bitch, that shit costs extra.
Yeah, that it costs extra, and ain't nobody trying to waste their cocaine sprinkling it over some
no
weed,
shit,
man.
right? Like, who's gonna be giving cocaine? Yeah, right. Are you fucking kidding me? Cocaine ain't cheap.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, people are injecting heroin into weed. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
I don't know anybody who just wanted to give me weed or give me coke or give me any, like, I would love to meet these individuals because they're not out there.
It's like Halloween candy, right? Where they say like check all your candy. Well, that shit never. I mean, has it happened before? Yeah. Does it happen all the time? Freaking hardly ever. Like extremely rarely does that shit happen.
Yeah,
I laughed at
about the chemicals. Sorry.
I laughed at this kid at work the other, it's a couple weeks ago now, but we were on this job site where another crew had come in, and one of them, you could tell was really methed out. He definitely smoked or tweaked or whatever. And the kid I was working with was like, "Oh man, aren't you worried about him coming up and like spiking your drink or something, throwing a bunch of his meth in there?"
He ain't wasting it on me.
Yeah, hell no, man.
That's what I told him. I was like, there ain't no way he'd ever waste that shit on me. I ain't worried about that.
That is just some propaganda bullshit if I ever heard it in my life. It's like, a drug addict, the last thing they're going to do is give you any of their fucking drugs.
Exactly.
100% Soul. A friend with weed is a friend.
Now,
indeed.
friends with weed, like that's the thing. Weed is treated so differently. It's a communal thing. It's a lot like alcohol. And to me, it's like, how often do you have people getting into fights after they got stoned? Never, usually. Never. It's usually when alcohol's involved or cocaine's involved or something else is involved, somebody's girlfriend, whatever.
Right.
Usually like the dangers of smoking weed is you might wind up putting your remote control in the refrigerator. Right.
Or like the car keys in the refrigerator.
Or trying, like figure out how to cook something and you just don't know how to run the dishwasher really is the problem. But like, it's just, you do stupid shit when you're stoned, but like, even then you got to be so goddamn stoned out of your gourd. I mean, we make fun of those fucking memes and shit, but let's be real. Who has really been that fucking so stoned out of their gourd that they're even remotely as close as somebody who's like 3 or 4 drinks tipsy.
I can put it like this, who wants to hang out with somebody who's drunk all the time compared to somebody who gets stoned all the time?
Oh, my dad's a prime example. He used to be an alcoholic. He quit drinking, started smoking weed only, and he's a lot easier to deal with, and a lot nicer guy, obviously.
Yes, that's the thing, and I'm always going to lean that way with alcohol and weed because I've seen what alcohol can do. It ruins lives, between DUIs, domestic violence, bar fights. I mean, you name it. And you just don't see that with weed. You see a bunch of people getting together, playing some video games, and maybe raid the fridge.
Most people who smoke weed, Mike, you're right, are too afraid to try other shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like me. If it don't grow out of the ground,
we don't need anything else.
If it don't grow out of the ground and is ready when it comes out of the ground, then I don't really, I don't want no processed shit, none of that stuff. If it grows out of the ground, I'll try it.
I mean, I've joked about cocaine quite a bit, but I mean, in my lifetime, I might have done it 2-3 times at the most, and all 3 of those times, it was just not something I wanted to do again. I was like,
yeah, I'm too high strung for that already. I already have ADHD. I don't need to get crazy on that shit. Like I'm cocaine myself already.
Right.
Real quick, what's up, Mexican Iron Man? How are you, brother? Fact check. I've never seen how weed is a gateway drug. Hell, back in the day, at my DJ events, pool parties, and similar, it was pills and pot. Yeah, exactly.
It's a gateway to a box of Twinkies.
Yep.
Well, that's just it. That's just it, man.
And then you spend the next 3 hours contemplating how those Twinkies are made, and then you figure out the secrets of the universe.
Oh man, those are the best nights. Yeah, I got some Twinkies downstairs actually.
Well, it's one of those things, guys. It's like the more restrictions you put on it, the more you make it become a gateway drug in the sense of the shady guy, like you said, at the trench coat in the corner store is going to try to upsell you something, right?
Well, no, you're right, actually, Orge, because here's the thing I saw, especially with the younger generation coming up, is, people would try it, and, because it became more readily available as we were getting older here, but then they would start doing the sativa shit that was legal in a lot of places. Yeah. And this shit is just fucking insane, and it's making these kids do some crazy shit. Like, I had an ex whose son was really into this, or not the sativa, whatever the hell it's called, that generic shit.
Oh, like the K2, the
yeah. Spice. Thank you, not sativa. Spice. So, like, yeah, I had my ex's kid was into that shit so bad.
No.
And dude, I mean, you want to talk about stuff.
Died.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that stuff is nappy.
It fucks with your heart and your respiratory, dude, really hard.
Well, and after you smoke it so much, like, you want to talk about, like, it's the kind of stuff, like, it makes your throat all black and stuff. It's like, so salvia. That's what I was thinking of, Trey Courtney. Thank you so much.
Salvia.
I'm high.
That's okay. That's what it's all about. Okay, well, either way, the K2, the spice, that stuff is fucking bad for you. It's like basically they take like goofy, like shitty plant matter and spray chemicals.
Like, dude, you're basically smoking potpourri.
Yep. I had Bammer. What do they call it? I know Mexican Iron Man's here. Sorry, Mexican Iron Man, but Mexican weed is what we call it sometimes. Brown bud, dirt weed. But that was the stuff that was compressed in bricks.
Brick weed, baby. Yeah, that's what we call it. Yeah,
sent over the border. Right. Probably been stored in somebody's, back alley for,
been drunk through like the Rio Grande in the desert and shit.
Probably stuffed in some Tide, so it kind of smelled like, detergent. But that's the kind of stuff that, the backyard boogie woogie we had to get as kids until we found, the guy that grew his own type of thing growing up. So I know what crap is to smoke, but man, I'd still smoke that over some of that spice. And honestly, like, salvia is one of those things that you don't want to, if you're gonna do it, don't do that shit regularly. Like
don't do it at all. Period.
Salvia is okay. Like, it's a quick trip. Yeah, it's like a 5-minute like trip, and you're done and over with.
But I was thinking more of the spice stuff. Yeah,
I've done the spice shit is
too.
Dude, there's people in I read an article once about a woman in Texas who died. Basically, she was like, the people that I know were buying the shit because they couldn't smoke weed because they were going through court, or they had some kind of shit that they couldn't smoke at their job or whatever. So, that shit really fucks with your respiratory and your heart, man. And this woman basically asphyxiated herself smoking that shit, man.
The salvia or the K2?
The K2, the spice.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the spice. Yeah, no, the salvia, like whatever. That's like you take a hit, it's like a 5-minute trip. And
Yeah,
you're
it's
done
weird.
over with.
Everything turned into Legos when I did it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I had a buddy like he hit it once, and he said that it was like the every time he would take a step, the floor would like stick with him, and so he did like.
Oh, I freaked out the first time I did it, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, I hear sometimes the first time is pretty nuts, but let's see. Yet all my life because, and we love you too, awesome one. By the way, we love you too. Yet all my life because of my chill and positive attitude, have always been accused of being on weed. I got a lot of friends like that. I got a lot of friends.
You know, that's good though. At least you got a nice,
Right.
you're even leveled and you don't need it, so that's cool.
Yeah, be high on life, man. Nothing wrong with that.
No, for sure, man. Yeah, I wish. I never heard of a straight smoker that winds up with MS. Drinkers, on the other hand, like my brother, yes. Well, that's just it. I mean, you're not.
That shit runs in my family too.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it is a genetic thing, definitely.
Well, I know that smoking weed helps with MS. I know that.
Well, like my cousin, who's like 2 years older than me, looks like she's 20 years older than me because of it.
Yeah.
Well, see, and Tommy, again, like I was just saying, more to your point, is smoking weed helps with MS, whereas drinking causes it. So,
Right.
we Latinos are,
And I'm sure there's
clever
nothing wrong with a
abusers.
glass of wine and shit once a night or whatever. Like the typical just standard drinking is fine, but like, yeah, I mean,
Everything in moderation.
exactly.
We've got adaptive livers that have, taken on lots of barrels of alcohol through generations and generations of people before us. So it's okay to have a sip once in a while. I'll never discourage that. It's just, you got to take, even though I love to smoke weed, I'm not going to go blow an ounce every day like some rapper.
Oh God, yeah, no.
Right.
Is that even like without sharing? Is that, I don't know. If
You
it's possible.
could, but you would.
Well, I've met a couple rapper like Devin the Dude will put a blunt up every hour. Some of them do. They just smoke.
A lot of time, guys like that, they'll have a lot of people around too. But like, no, like when we were hanging out in Vegas a couple of years back, I was with Jesse Miller, and we probably put away a good ounce together, pretty easy.
On a good day. A good day. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to hang out in Vegas this year or this last year with those guys.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just power through this article here real quick just to see if there's any more information. Northern Illinois National Guard helicopters hovered over the forest known as the Crabtree Nature Center Forest. So this was actually in a forest preserve. Fucking idiots! What the actual? You're really
like a good place right here, man.
Yeah, man. Like
it's a preserve. That means nobody will mess with it.
Yeah, like that means like our plants will be preserved. Like
that's right, man.
The government will protect us, and like it'll be awesome, man.
Like a big hug.
What an actual? Because I didn't read.
Were they all like
before.
16? What is this? Yeah,
I didn't read this.
You gotta be this fucking dumb, Snow. I mean,
yeah, I'm thinking that a bunch of 15, 16-year-olds had a great
there ain't no veteran smoker being this fucking stupid, right?
No, definitely not.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, look, dude, was it Jorge Cervantes has a book on Guerrilla Grows? Just fucking read it and you'll be fine, okay?
What's funny is they got him to damn near harvest before anybody.
That's right. and like, look, they're like, all right, guys, we got a forest preserve and a High Times magazine. Let's fucking do this.
Somebody got a tip where they're like, we think there's a bunch of skunks that live out in this forest right here, and you might have some kind of skunk problem because it keeps getting that big whiff of stank every time we come by this certain part of the highway.
Them way back when, and they were probably watching it for a while. They were just waiting for somebody to actually show up.
Yeah,
that's probably what it was. And since it was getting close to harvest time, some of the guys showed up. But
my thing is like, bro, how much? I mean, like. What are you, the fucking mafia? What do you need with 30,000 plants, man? 100 plants will get you set up. Like, I don't like. Why 30,000 fucking plants?
Watch too many
overachievers.
Movies. Have you seen the movie Beach? I think it's The Beach with Leo DiCaprio. They find an island full of weed. So these kids, they get these ideas, man. This is definitely some kids. This has got to be some kids.
That's what I was saying. Like, yeah, no adult would do this shit.
Right.
Let's see.
At least not one who's been smoking.
I'm saying, years. Man, like Tommy Chong. Yeah, he does a good Tommy Chong. My friends did a live stream of him smoking a 70-gram joint.
Jesus.
thing looked like a T-ball bat.
T-ball
Most
bat.
of that's just gonna go up in the air, though, man. You're just getting the birds high.
Yo, Wookie, I want pictures or it didn't happen, brother.
Exactly.
All right, so let's see. This was in Barrington, Illinois. Let's see.
Well, this had to be a little while ago, considering the weather, right?
Yeah, probably.
Like September, October at the latest.
Yeah, probably around there. Federal agents teamed up with local officers for the dirty work, quote unquote. The entire grow was destroyed, chopped, and burned. See, I told you they fucking burned
What's
it.
funny is those are all Getty images, so those aren't even images of the actual.
No, these are like somebody's farm in California or some shit.
Sure,
like,
this is High
like
Times
look,
magazine.
the guy's got gloves on and shit.
That's some beautiful shit right there.
Yep.
Oh God, yeah.
These fuckers are probably just growing ditchweed, and then they'll say it's worth like $10,000 a plant you watch. That's the other thing I love is when they try to say it's worth X amount. It's like, where do you buy weed?
Yes.
Millions of dollars worth of marijuana.
If I'm paying $1,000 a fucking ounce, fuck that noise. That shit better fucking smoke for me.
Right?
Yeah, straight up, dude. Straight the fuck up. 3,000 needs a lot of water.
I've never paid more than 300 in my entire life. That's just incredible.
70 grams wasted.
No,
yeah,
but
see
you
what
do
we
the
could have
math
done
sometimes.
was that's 71 gram joints. We could have shared with our friends. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you do the math sometimes, and when they try to do the amount that they say it's worth, it's like they overestimate that street value by so fucking much, man. It's like, are you kidding me?
Well, that's how they're able to tax the hell out of it in my state. It's like a 35% fucking tax, and the higher THC, the higher the tax goes.
I wouldn't care if I could just get my hands on it. Sorry, Snow.
No, you're good.
What were you saying, Snow?
I was just saying it blows up their stats. You know, if they got a bunch of they got this much money worth of this and that in their records, it makes them look even shinier.
Yep.
Oh yeah. If they can say it's $10,000 worth of weed as opposed to a couple hundred,
right. Nobody's going to talk about that. That's not front page news.
This entire grow was run by 3 men with a high-tech irrigation system set up as well. These guys weren't fooling around, to quote one of the nation's largest illegal cannabis cultivation schemes. This, quite frankly, is the most sophisticated operation we've ever seen.
200 yards from the highway.
Yeah, totally. I think this goes into what you're literally just saying, Tom, and like the upplaying of the shit, right? Like how big this was, and it was the biggest one we've ever come across. But if it was so sophisticated, why was it only 200 yards off the highway? But it was the biggest grow operation we've ever seen. Fucking out of
this
control.
is somebody trying to keep their job at this point.
Yeah. You're probably right. These guys got busted. The crop was destroyed, and weed smokers everywhere cried. But seriously, these guys were super creative and had things figured out. Got to give credit where credit is due. Well, we'll never fucking know now, will we?
See,
we never.
Yeah, you're right. This is all a big play up. They're trying to they were clever criminals, but we caught them.
Yeah, but it's like we'll never know how good the shit was because we can't smoke it. You son of a bitch.
Probably 30 plants of ditchweed.
All right, I will after the show there, Woogie. 24-inch raw cone challenge. I actually have a couple of those. She got me a pack of them for Christmas, and the plan is to use those 24-inch cones every time we hit a milestone here on YouTube. So we hit like 20,000, we burn one. We hit 50,000, we burn one. We hit 100,000, we burn one. You guys get the point. I'm saving them for a good time here. Yes, please. Thank you, Tommy. Smoke that like button. Everybody appreciate you. Also, guys, real quick, well, the link's up here. Go check out the merch store. Hit the link. We got their skeleton guy image from the thumbnail there on a T-shirt. We're going to have the Wake and Bake Potcast T-shirt coming out soon, the official shirt. So check out the merch. Stay tuned to that. Let me know what you guys think. I don't promote my stuff enough. So, how is Keshik Ords? As far as I know, she's pretty good. She's out doing stuff. I haven't heard from her, but I think she's good. 70 grams goes in those cones. Okay, well, I know. What do you guys think? 50,000 subscribers is a good reason to smoke 70 grams?
Oh yeah, if I could do that, I would.
Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna have to set some goals for ourselves.
Look,
here.
here's the thing: is I should really keep my mouth shut because it's like if I had access to this shit, I'd probably be. Y'all would be like seeing me on streams just so fucking stoned to the gills.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
You'd just be like, "Is Tom dead?" I'm like, "Nope."
So I think this next part of the article is the funniest part. Coyote urine had been placed in a tree to ward off animals that might come eat the plants. Also, a sump pump along with a generator was used to siphon water from the pond to irrigate the crops.
That's not that
Wow.
sophisticated.
No, yeah. Oh my gosh, guys. So deep into the woods, 200 yards off the highway, right? So sophisticated, coyote urine. What the fuck?
Wait, what?
This is shit they probably learned in that High Times magazine.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is I'm just referencing, going back to what Tom was just saying about the article. This is just like, it's almost like clickbaity shit. Like,
they're making it sound like a fucking meth operation.
This is some fucking Better Call Saul shit going on here, right?
Right.
So they're saying it was so
a fucking
sophisticated.
garden, guys. I mean,
A bunch of weeds, literally weeds.
They're just like, it was so deep into the woods. It was so sophisticated.
not even a fucking greenhouse.
That's what I'm saying. but like, here's my point though with it. It's like, they're like saying it's so sophisticated, so deep in the woods, followed by coyote urine and only 200 yards. I mean, like,
and then a sub pump.
The sub pump, like
something you can get at Menards.
Yeah, right. How are we gonna get water from here? How are we gonna get water from here to there? I know, a shovel. Like, what the fuck? A pump, you idiots! A fucking pump. I think any person can
the other
figure that
guys we
out.
ran into were using buckets. These guys were sophisticated.
Yeah, this is big time.
I might want to watch. All right, let me see. Hold on. Wookie sent me something here in the DM.
Look, a stoner can turn into a scientist real fucking quick if they find some good seeds or need to smoke something. Okay, it's not not fucking rocket science.
No, yeah. Well, it's funny because it's literally a weed. The plant can literally grow anywhere in the world except Antarctica.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, it's
I could
hard
kill
not to grow
I could kill a fern, but I could grow some pot, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's hard not to grow it. So, but these kids had a good time.
That wasn't the size of a baseball bat.
Yeah,
I just
we're
feel bad
gonna
they
take a
didn't
look
get
at it
to
in a second.
try their product. That just sucks.
I bet it's not that great. That's the thing. Like, if these guys are doing that in a state where you can actually get it legal, I just kind of.
All right. So this is okay. So this is not the one Keshi got me. The one I got's a lot smaller. I'll go grab those real quick as this video starts.
Shit.
But let's take a look at this, y'all.
Echo.
Walker's an hour long. Okay. That is a big way.
Well, let's get into it. All right, so he's got that. Here we go. Well, let's see him pack. Holy shit!
I mean, he just burned a half guitar.
You know when you
medieval torch.
I was gonna say, when you got to use a fucking torch to light your fucking joint, you I don't know, man. That's fucking crazy.
Cheats are going like that's a big fucking joint.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking huge, man.
They use these in the castle to light up their way.
All right, so you okay? This kind of shit's cool, but I think this is where it kind of gets a little out of hand. Do you see this fucking dude? Hold on a sec here.
That week last month.
Yeah, but watch him. He can't even hold the thing like a fucking joint. He's got to hold it like a giant ass burrito. Like, watch the fucking thing flex. Watch it flex. You see that?
I don't know. I'm starting to echo.
Yeah, it's because you're sharing your whole screen, not just YouTube.
Oh, I don't know how to do all that.
It's stoner life. He looks sick as hell. Holy hell. How the fuck did he smoke all that? Jesus.
Looks like he's about to start drooling.
Wow.
He is stoned to the gills. Look.
Yeah. Wow.
I think that just proves you can't OD on weed. I mean,
Yeah, right there. 70 grams straight to the fucking dome. And the dude, like, he's still alive. You guys want to go check him out? Smoke Dog 420 over on YouTube. Go check him out. He's got a pretty cool little channel, so it looks like, anyway. And I see Wookie made a comment. Nice, guys. Go check him out. Wookie's over there hanging out. So I think you might appreciate
Dork
that.
life.
Absolutely, Dork Life. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, go check him out right there. Smoke Dog 420. Go check him out, guys.
Jeremy
I'm
Swigs.
bitching, but that's just because he ain't fucking sharing.
Weed Science gave us apple pipes and gas mask bongs, which
Oh,
I have, which we will incorporate to the podcast at some point. We'll do a challenge or something. We'll do challenges. I like that. I like that. Maybe not that much. And I'll show you guys here. Let me turn on my camera real quick here. These are the ones that Cashy gave me. So they're not quite
Holy cow, that's still huge.
it's still fucking huge. They're not quite as big as that one, but maybe like a billy club, right? Or something like that. Not a baseball bat.
You could still fit at least probably a half in there easy.
Oh, easy. So this is what we're gonna use when we hit certain milestones. Maybe we'll make a milestone 10,000, 50,000.
Fuck, I'll come smoke that with you, man.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I'm gonna get on the plane. Yeah.
Yes, no, but seriously, if that ever happens, we hit 10 grand. I'll fly you fuckers out, and we'll have a good time. Well, Tom, you could just drive down.
Yeah.
Let's see. I could go for a burrito right now. Amen to that, my friend. Amen to that. That's too much. Yeah, I agree. Now, like, if like Tom was coming over and Snow was coming over and we was about to like make history and shit with it.
Yeah,
like,
that's a little different.
That's a little different. Now, you got to pick the timings right. What's up, Swigs? Jeremy Swigs and cheeseburgers in the moonlight. You say some of the craziest shit. Thank you for plugging Tom's channel.
But
I
it's
appreciate
beautiful.
it. Go check out Tom over at Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge.
Thank you, Kaylee. But no, like cheeseburgers in the moonlight, that's some beautiful poetry right there.
That's what I'm saying, Swigs.
I've had that. It's actually kind of a moment when you can sit down and bite into a really good cheeseburger and hang out and look at the moonlight. Yeah, just a quiet night, maybe in your car or on top of a hill somewhere. I totally feel that, Jeremy Swigs. Thank you.
Yeah, Orange is gonna smoke a Roman candle.
Wait, what? Nice.
Apparently, I'm smoking a Roman
That's
candle.
what it kind of looks like. You can smoke it, and then you can celebrate for 4th of July.
I got something to share here real quick before we get to the next thing here.
We've really been going almost 2 hours now, at least 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oops.
Yeah, let me know when you're ready, and I'll add it to the stream. But yeah, real quick while he's doing that, guys, again, make sure you guys check out the merch store. Go check out these guys. Go check out Snow Dub Music and Entertainment. A lot of shit happening there. A lot of awesome shit happening there. Go check out Tom Connors. You can follow him there on Twitter. You see his handle there. Also, follow him on Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark. All right, let's see what we got here, man. Let's do it.
So this is basically 20-something years of lots of lonely nights, just sitting at home smoking weed. And I'd go. My thing was Movie Tuesday, where I used to go every Tuesday to see what the newest, release was. This is back when the hype of DVDs and I guess kind of Blu-rays came out, and so these are about 8 feet tall, full of movies, and I don't know if I can get it much bigger here for you guys. Let me see. But there's some classics in here. Pretty good horror collection. I even got Game of Thrones. Yes, I still enjoy the first few seasons. But this is why I do movie trivia, man, because I got a love of movies, always have, and yeah, man, this collection's kept me out of trouble. While my friends were out drinking and driving and beating up people and doing stupid shit, I was sitting at home getting stoned watching movies, So
I miss those days. Now all I do is work.
Right?
Yeah. The grind is real. Guys, there is Snow Dub Music Entertainment's link right there. Make sure you click that. Thank you, Brother Tommy, for putting that in the chat. Much love, brother. Thank you for that. I used to get some dollar menu burgers and put them together and eat after a day at Warp Tour or Ozfest. Nice. Hell yeah. It's funny. Have you guys seen that video of the weird kid dressed up as Ronald McDonald smoking weed out of a cheeseburger? Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, okay. We'll wrap it up with that. But give me 1 second. See if I can find it. It's like a really creepy video and shit. And yeah. Here it is. It's so weird. All right. All right. Here we go. Let me share my screen, and we will rock. Share screen.
Oh,
How do I do just the Windows? How do I do just the share the audio on the just
Before that, because since that's fun, I got something here that's even stupider.
yes.
There we go.
All right, I guess I don't need to really share the audio. You
And
guys
actually,
just...
basically, all you do is you go to Chrome tab or Window or whatever instead.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll have to do that. But check this out. All right, so I'm not going to play the music on this because it's actually copyrighted, and this dude doesn't say anything. But check this creepy ass shit out. This is some straight weird shit. Smoke while you're watching, guys.
What the? I'm so confused.
It's got Cypress Hill's hits from the bong playing.
What
This
the-
motherfucker's smoking weed.
He just shoved a pipe in there or whatever.
And he
yeah.
takes a fat ass fucking bite, dude.
That's funny. What these kids don't think of.
His weed fell out.
What the fuck is going on here?
A weed burger. I love it.
I wish you would have saved that before I showed this.
Wait,
'cause
it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Oh, what?
It's got the Burger King and the Colonel. It's got the Burger King and the Colonel hanging out.
Oh, that's real.
Oh my
Colonel's
god.
fried.
Insane
Oh
fast
my
food
God.
posse. I like it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's absolutely fucking hilarious, man. I remember seeing that like a while back and be like, "This is the creepiest but funniest shit I've ever seen in my life."
That's
Man, look at this
awesome
shit.
one. Awesome one. I wanted to say to his comment. I have my own corner of Blockbuster Video that I've created, man. It's my own little homage to video stores of past.
Nice. You got to get some like signage that make it look like an old movie place.
Right. I got a bunch of movie posters. I could do that technically.
Oh, see, there you go, man. Look at
They're
that
all in
new
a different
project.
room, though. Yeah,
And then film that shit and then put it up on your channel because I'd love to watch.
that would be kind of cool.
That would be
One of
fucking
these days.
sweet. Yeah, dude.
I have to
fucking
rearrange
do it, man.
a lot of shit. But yeah.
Trey says, the actual fuck? I had some dudes in my neighborhood when I was in high school that got so high they started making out with Ronald McDonald's statue on the bench. They probably were going to do that anyway. It just gave them the courage to do it. Yeah, Wookiee like that one. Insane Clown Posse. Yeah, pretty much. Great chill show. Thank you. Cornell's brought his 32 weeds and spices. The Colonel's brought his 32 weeds and spices. Be kind to rewind. That's what I'm talking about. There you go. Get that sign, Snow. Be kind to rewind. I still have my Blockbuster card and Blockbuster Star Wars gift card. You still have a gift card to Blockbuster? I believe that one still exists, doesn't it? The one Blockbuster in that little town. I think it still exists, right?
I think there's one. Yeah.
Something like that.
In Oregon, I think, if I remember right.
But
it might not even be there anymore, guys. It's going to be one of those things we talk about as old men, on our rocking chairs on our porch.
oh yeah, totally. And I hope we're all sitting on the same porch, smoking weed together, man.
Remember them Blockbuster days there, Orange Town?
You had to go all the way into town, and you had to ask the lady if they had it in stock, and if they didn't have it in stock, you had to pick a different movie.
I know, man. I got my latest Super Nintendo game. It was great. I play that thing all night, eating pizza.
All right, well, on that note, guys, we are going to get ready to wrap up this week's Wake and Bake podcast. Let's take one last hit. I'm going to play a few clips, and then we will get everybody out of here. Let's do it, guys.
Maybe I do smoke too much weed. I'll go pray about it and see if God has anything to say to me. You ever fucked a man? No. Have I ever? I'm asking you. Have you ever fucked a man? I know you're a man. That's why I'm asking you. Have you ever had a gay experience? College? I knew it. I fucking knew it. What was your fraternity?
Fortunately, he's not in the car, because if he was, he'd probably arrest me. For killing the fucking game, dude.
All right, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, let's do our rounds. Mr. Tom of Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark, let the people know.
Where's the weed at?
I got you, bro.
Where's the white women?
Call Jolly. I think he knows.
All right. Well, go check out Tom Connors. You guys know links in the chat. Make sure you click.
What?
Make sure you go. What? Huh? What?
I heard my name.
Oh.
Yeah, plug it or something. Channel, maybe.
Snow.
Yeah, you know where to find me. Hanging out in the corner, giving away free drugs.
Yeah, baby.
Which
That's
corner
what
was
I'm talking-
that? I need to write that down.
Yeah.
I don't even know, man.
Oh, man. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate this great stream, fellas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There y'all later, chat. Trey, love to sneak into the adult section.
Check
of
out
the movie.
Beast Boys.
Yeah, definitely. F them late fees. Like, I still owe money, I'm sure. It's probably collections. Rock out with your socks out. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, Beastman, thank you for being here. I appreciate you hanging out. Peace, bros. Absolutely. All right, next up, our boy, our brother, the fluffy brother of Cotton. Let him know.
The man that's always late. Yeah, I'm probably driving around looking for Tom somewhere on a street corner. And then after that, I don't know what I'm doing, man. I'm getting stoned and hanging out. I really want to play some video games. You guys want to watch me play some Ghosts of Tsushima Director's Cut? I got it uploaded. I don't know. I might fuck around and do that later today. But I do have this crazy show coming up. Not this Monday, but the next, February 7th. It's old Snow Dub's birthday. Ords, you're invited, of course. We're going to be giving away some t-shirts. Just going to hang out on a chill Monday night, smoke, talk some shit, and just reminisce on basically 3 years solid of doing this YouTube shit. So it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. Come hang out. Snow Dub's 44th birthday celebration. Not this Monday, but next Monday. And, of course, Tuck and Roll show every Saturday night. We got another trivia show coming up here soon. One more round of that. And then we got the championship where I believe Tom's going to come through and just lace these fools. We'll see, though. We've got some good competition. Much love, Orts. This is a fun show, man. Sorry I'm late again. I'll try to be less late next week.
No, it's okay, man. It's okay. it's kind of the theme of the show. Like, I mean, we're stoners, man.
Right. Well, I have to be late. That's kind of my thing. It's like my calling card, you know. It's written right on the card. Snowdub Music and Entertainment. By the way, I'll be late.
Yeah, exactly. It's right on the card, guys. Read them and fucking weep, y'all.
Duh.
All right. Well, on that note, guys, you guys know me. My name's Lawrence. Guys, I am here every Sunday morning with the Wake and Bake Podcast. Come join us. Wake and Bake with us. We'll talk shit. You can talk shit. It's a good fucking time. Appreciate everybody being here today. Also, tonight, we will be over on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/ordsboard. For those of you who know me, for those of you who don't know me as well, come check us out. We're over there playing video games. Tonight, we're going to play Fortnite with some friends. We're going to have the amazing Dad Man hanging out with us. We should have Liam Greywolf come and hang out with us as well. So, definitely bound to be a good time. Come hang out with us as well on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're all streaming there. I look forward to hanging out with you guys next Sunday morning. You guys have made this show amazing. Thanks to everybody who came out last week, this week. Fucking couldn't do it without all of you. Thanks again to Tom. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks again to Snow. On that note, guys, we are going to get the fuck up out of here. I love all of you guys. And remember, party on.
As soon as this interview's done, I'm taking the shit off. I'm gonna fucking go jack off in the bathroom and go rock 80,000 people.
I would just like to say a few words about nudity.
Good night and party on!
Party on, Wayne!
Party on, Garth.